Let's say that you have a gaping wound on your arm. I'm asking this question for a reason. I'm asking this question for a reason. Let's say that you have a gaping wound on your arm. And let's say that there is a person walking around with a bottle of salt. Well, it's not a bottle, a container of salt. You know, that salt that you get from the store? So let's say that this person is walking around with salt and they're pouring it everywhere. They're just pouring it indiscriminately, not paying attention to what they're doing, not paying attention to anything. They're just pouring salt all over the place. And let's say that this person happens by you. Now you have this open, gaping wound on your arm, and let's say this person is pouring salt and they dash the salt container in your direction, and that salt hits that open, gaping wound. What do? You shoot to the roof. It's like alcohol being poured in it. You shoot to the roof, right? Now, why am I asking this question? Especially when it comes to Charlie Kirk. Here's the deal. There are many triggery people in life. Many, 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 many people who trigger, people who say things. Now, the things that they may be saying, they may not be seeking to trigger you or anyone else. They're saying what they're saying. They're saying what they want to say, do, whatever, right? Thank you, mwah. Josephine, thank you so much, mwah. Thank you. Peace, peace, peace. Right? Welcome on in. Come on in. They're not trying to be triggery. They're being themselves. That's what they're doing. They're totally being themselves. They say what's on their mind. They say what they're really thinking. We all know people like this. We all know people like this. We have people in our lives like this. And they trigger people. These are what I call, and I've been teaching this for many years in our spiritual circles. If you want to join one of our spiritual circles, the link is below. I have been teaching this for years in spiritual circles of how to become unfuckwithable. That's your job. Your job is to not be triggered, not because you don't care, but because you healed your wounds. There's a distinction. So our job now, this is from the spiritual perspective. If you want to be a spiritual giant, if you want to realize your God nature, be your full God self, if you want to ascend into the highest consciousness, then you would have to get rid of your triggers. Which means you would have to heal your wounds, which means you would have to do shadow work, which means you wouldn't be walking around with a big open, gaping wound on your arm as I just described. So therefore, when one of the triggery people comes along, there's tons of people like that in the world. Let's say there's 8 billion people on the planet right now. What if half a billion people, 1/16 of us, let's say half a billion people are these triggery types. They just say things. They just say things. They say whatever they're thinking. They're saying whatever they want to say, and they're triggering you. They're triggering people. Whose fault is that? Whose responsibility is it to get rid of your triggers? Whose job is that? Now we're talking, I'm only talking. Let me be very clear on who I'm talking to. I am only talking. Let me take this earring off so it doesn't make any sound in the mic. I am only talking to people who desire to be their full empowered self. I'm not talking to people that are trying to win the victim Olympics. Now, if you want a gold medal or bronze or silver or some kind of wreath or some kind of participation trophy in the victim Olympics, I'm not for you. You got the wrong channel. Just do like this on YouTube. Because my whole job is to inspire to freedom spiritually, mentally, emotionally, physically, financially, is to inspire to higher levels of consciousness, is to inspire ourselves to be our full God self. That's my job on the planet. I'm not here to help anyone win the victim Olympics. I'm not here for that. So I give that warning that if you desire to be empowered, if you desire for the inner essence, the inner God voice to be the most powerful voice in your life, if you desire to take full 100% fucking responsibility for yourself, your thoughts, your ideas, your actions in the world, great, I'm talking to you. Great, we got the right people. We got the right people. And I so love you for that because guess what? Being unfuckwithable, being untriggerable is fucking hard. That's why people don't do it. You have to take 100% responsibility for yourself. So let's say that you're walking around, you have this big open wound, and here comes one of the 500 million people that love to trigger people. And like I said, they may not even have the intention to trigger you, boo. They didn't wake up this morning and say, let me see how many people I can trigger. Like maybe some of them are saying that. Most of them are not saying that. Most of them are just getting up and they're even unaware a lot of times that they even hurt your feelings, right? And they go on about their business. We all know people like this. We all know people like this. So they say what they got to say and they're just leaving corpses in their wake. Well, what is your job? Is your job to go after those 500 million people that say what they have to say? They don't like this, they don't like that, whatever they're saying. It doesn't matter what they're saying. Whatever they're saying. Is your job to go after those 500 million people and get them to stop? Or is your job to heal your wound on your arm so when somebody comes along with some salt and pours it on your arm, it tickles rather than burns and sends you straight to hell? Why are we allowing ourselves to be triggered by a random dude on the internet? I never met Charlie Kirk. Why in the hell would I allow myself to be triggered by a random person that I never met? I don't even know. Has nothing to do with my life. He's not, I never even heard of the man until he got shot. God rise his soul in peace. Why would I be mad at him? Why? He has nothing to do with my life. And I'm going to break this down because I got some comments to bring up. I got the comments that he's talking about black women. Like, well, KAISI, you should be mad at him because he said black women are not intelligent. He didn't say that. Matter of fact, let's start there because it does look like I'm a black woman in this life. As I say all the time on this YouTube channel, pardon me, I'm not a black woman. I just look like one. The infinite source has decided to come into this life as a black woman. That's what you see before you, a stream of consciousness presenting as a black woman. Black woman is not my identity. Black woman is not my identity. If your identity is Chinese person, Jamaican man, Haitian woman, if that's your identity, I will pray for you. That is sorry indeed. Because the person, the little egoic person walking around on the planet, if that's all you think you are, a pile of atoms, I will pray for you to come into your full God self and understand that you are the infinite stream of an infinite God. You're a stream of consciousness. You find that out when you take enough shrooms, meditate, go on a mountain. By the way, hi from Bangkok, Thailand, where I currently am. Whatever your means of ascension and evolution of your consciousness is, that's your job. May I give you something from the deep love of my heart? Your job, boo, is your own consciousness. Your job is not to talk about other people. I don't like what he said. He's mean. He's hateful. He talked about black people. He talked about. And so the fuck what? What does that have to do with you? That man is spouting his opinions. He's saying what he has to say. What the fuck does that have to do with you? It has nothing to do with you unless you make it about you. And in that case, I would send you to the book, The Four Agreements, a wisdom Toltec book that I read many years ago that is profound. And in that book, one of the four agreements is don't take anything personally. Did you take everything he said personally? You took it personally? I was looking at it like, oh, it has nothing to do with me. I don't take it personally. Has nothing to do with me. Why, if you think, black people, let me talk to you, black people. If you think somebody gets on TV and says, I don't like black people, I look at it like, okay, that's neutral. Means nothing. Nothing means anything until you give it meaning. Means nothing. Means nothing. Means nothing in your life that a random white dude got on TV and said, I don't like black people. Okay. Did it stop me from making money today? No. Did it stop me from laughing with my kids and grandkids today? No. Did it stop me from getting on the next plane to Dubai, Bangkok, Thailand, where I currently am traveling the world? No. Did it stop me from getting on YouTube and doing my video? No. It didn't do anything to me. Why? Because the universal principle is no one can create in your life except for you. You're creating your life. I wish somebody let the church say amen. I wish somebody, will there be one that will take responsibility? That's my question. Are you willing to take absolute 100% responsibility for yourself and your life completely? It's a grown up thing to do. And if someone says something about black people or white people or Chinese people or green people or Martians or Anunnaki or whatever, what does it have to do with you? Has nothing to do with you. And as you are a spiritual master, you will know this has nothing to do with me. You won't take it personally. You won't feel that salt being poured on the wound because you're walking around with a big gaping wound. Baby, heal your wounds. If a person like Charlie Kirk triggered you, that's on you. Reverend, I can't believe you said that. But he said so many mean things. So let me get this straight. You're going to go around the entire world and stop everybody from saying mean things, including yourself, because if you recognize mean things on the outside of you, that means that in your own mind is meanness and that you are probably saying mean things to yourself. Oh, but you're going to go around. You can't even stop yourself from saying mean things to yourself, but you're going to go around and stop everybody on the planet from saying mean things about everybody? Get the fuck out of here. This is madness. This is madness. That's why we had to continue this conversation. Next week, we'll be back to our regularly scheduled programming. Yay, the real God is not in the Bible. Join us here every Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. We will return to our regularly scheduled programming next Wednesday night. This is why I got the inspiration to come on here and talk to you again more deeply about this Charlie Kirk experience. That part one that I talked about was I never knew the man, never heard of the man, so I didn't have an opinion one way or the other. And I just saw all these people dancing on this man's grave. They were just happy, delighting. Some people were dancing in the streets. He hates gay people. He hates trans people. He hates black people. I'm like, well, this man must be Hitler. This man must be the Antichrist. Let me go find out. And I went down the Charlie Kirk rabbit hole and began doing my research and began watching his videos and really listening to him. This man was no Antichrist. You know what this man was? He was a conservative Christian that had what's the word? Clear views about the world and how the world works. And he was not afraid to share them. Boom. That's it. That's my entire assessment of Charlie Kirk. If anybody wants to know, I'm just a random lady on YouTube. My entire assessment of Charlie Kirk, and that he was a father, looked like he was a loving father, and he was a husband, looked like he was a loving husband. I don't know. I didn't live with the man. I can't tell you one way or the other. He could have been a grouch. He could have been the most wonderful person ever to his wife and kids. I don't know. I do know this, that the response in the collective consciousness to this man's passing in a brutal fashion in front of his children caused me to become aware that our consciousness is now calling for healing and compassion and deep love. The response, and I'm not saying the response from everybody because, of course, some people were devastated. People were just traumatized. People were wanting to lash out. Every different person had their own experience. Maybe some people were happy. Maybe some people were sad. Maybe some people were devastated. Maybe some people wanted to attack. That has nothing to do with you because your consciousness is your job. What all the other people, can I just be honest? Is that okay? Please put it in the chat. Put it in the chat. Is it okay for Reverend Valerie Love to be as honest with you as I freaking know how? I mean, just 10 toes down honest. Is that okay? Even if it hurts your feelings, because baby, I don't care about your feelings. I will hurt your feelings to save your soul. And I've been working with clients and with amazing students in the mystery school and with amazing people in our circles, the Enlightenment Circle, the mystery school, the Boost. I have been working for 20 years with beautiful people that are in our programs. Beautiful people, amazing people, for them to do exactly this. Take 100% responsibility for their life, become your God self, be empowered, and be fucking unfuckwithable, untriggerable. I'm not there yet. I wish I was baby Jesus. I'm not there yet. I wish I was Buddha because sometimes I still be like, and I have to catch myself. Okay, that's on me. Somebody come along and do something, and I'm like, eh. Then I think, ooh, how do I choose to engage? Responsibility means you have the ability to choose your response. See, reactive people, you trigger them, and I saw reactivity, which made me understand that there was reactivity in my mind because I can't see something that's not in my mind. The only way you can see something is as if it's in your mind. So if I see hate, it helped me to understand, oh, I still have hate in my consciousness. Let me melt it. If I see reactivity, oh, I'm still reactive rather than being proactive, choosing my vibration and staying there. What vibration do I choose? Oh, I choose love, joy, bliss, peace, enthusiasm. I choose the highest octaves. I choose the highest vibrations. And I'm going to stay there. And if somebody comes along being ratchet and mean and I don't like you, what says that I have to leave my chosen vibration and join them in their tomfoolery? What says that? Nothing. Nothing says that. What says that you must leave your peace, happiness, joy, enthusiasm, euphoria, ecstasy, whatever vibrations you have chosen for yourself today, boo? Don't you wake up in the morning and do your daily spiritual practice? As I wake up, I go straight into meditation and I am choosing the vibration for the day. Okay, we're choosing bliss. We're choosing bliss. And then 5 minutes later, your kid comes in. Mom, nah. You hear your two kids arguing. Nah, stop it. No. And you like, listen, cut that out. It's first thing in the morning. And it's like, ooh, that fast. I just came out of bliss. Wow. Oh, but I'm going to blame it on my kids. When I could stay in my bliss vibration and float over to my kids and say, children, let me impart the bliss vibration to both of you right now, knowing your superpowers, your superpowers, energy is contagious, and you just heal your children in a moment, lay some hands on one, and you instantaneously take your children into bliss, and they're feeling all good, and you say, breathe, and you breathe, and you all stayed in bliss. You have the responsibility. That is, I choose my response. I have the ability to choose my response. So let's get into this thing about black women. Let me read the comment. I love this. I love this. And by the way, I've got to thank all of you who commented. I only had to put one person in timeout. We only had to block one person. And in this triggering conversation, that's pretty damn good because all of you were very respectful in your comments. I welcome a conversation. I welcome you putting in the comments what your thoughts, inspirations, ideas are. This is a discussion. This is not me preaching to you. We're having a conversation about global ascension and evolution so that we can rise above this shit. Don't you want to rise above assassins? Don't you want to rise above hate? Don't you want to rise above anything that is not absolute bliss and God, whole God consciousness, Christ consciousness on this entire planet? We can do it. We can do it. Okay, here's the comment. So I pulled some comments from and I'm looking at my computer now. It says, I disagree with a reasonable amount of his takes, especially the part about black women not having the mental capacity to something or other. And I picked this out, I highlighted this one because the whole idea of him saying that black women don't have the mental capacity to fill in the blank. Let me address this right now. I am one of the most intelligent black women I know. Charlie Kirk can't change my mind about me. I fucking changed my mind about me. I am one of the most intelligent black women I know. Let's go further. So that's first. Are you allowing someone else to dictate to you who you are? Victim Olympics. You want to win the gold medal in victim? You want other people to define you. That's what you want to do. Okay, have at it. When you've had enough pain from that, come back and see me in about 10 years, boo, because you're going to get tired of that. One day, here's a story. You know how I love stories. One day we were in Dubai on one of our retreats. I invite you to come with us on our retreats. Come on our retreats. We'll be in Bali next year, 2026. We'll be in Bali and we'll be returning to Egypt. You will love Egypt with me. You will love it. In the mystery school and doing our rituals. We'll be there on the fall equinox. We were in Dubai and we were at the Quantum Leap Dubai retreat. And I was asking three of the attendees that were at that retreat about black women. All three were black women. And I asked them about their degrees. Pardon me. And the reason I asked them about their degrees is because some of us, myself included, have this thing to heal. This is a thing that I've worked on in healing, but being very transparent with you, is unworthiness and seeking to overcome unworthiness with action, doing to prove worth. And you know what it looks like? If you don't know what it looks like, here's what that pathology looks like. It looks like you got a whole rack of awards like KAISI do. It looks like you got a whole rack of plaques on the wall. It looks like you type A personality, you got to be doing the most. It looks like you always at the front of the line, you always doing it, you at the top of the leaderboard, you got to see your name in lights. You are seeking to prove worth by doing. Won't work. Now, I'm not saying, please don't think that don't think that I'm saying that there's something wrong with your awards. Oh no, get all the awards you want. Have all the trophies you love. Win and win big. Oh yes. I'm talking about intention. Why are you winning? That would take examination of myself, ruthless examination of myself, and telling myself the absolute microscopic truth about myself. Why are you really going for that? Because I'm trying to prove that I'm worthy. Can we have real talk? Can we have real talk? Because I'm trying to prove I'm worthy. Because when I see that I got another plaque, another this, it boosts up my self regard, my self confidence. Well, then, beloved, that's a matter for you to heal. Because while I said there's nothing wrong with awards, have all the awards you want, nothing wrong with plaques. I got tons of plaques. Nothing wrong with winning, be at the top of the leaderboard. What is your motive? If your motive is, ooh, this is fun, creativity, let me do my divine best. Let me share my gifts. Let me fulfill my potential. And you're in this joyous game with self. Beautiful. That's one intention. Another intention is secretly deep down inside, I really don't think I'm worthy and I really am insecure. And so if I just get one more alphabet soup behind my name: CPA, CFP, da 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 da. I come from the financial services world, so mine is about, financial services like a CPA or a CFP or a CHFC, all these chartered financial consultant, CFP. If I get my CFP, I'll be worth it. Yeah, people will look at me different because I'm Valerie Love, CFP. Did that impress you? It didn't? Darn. Let me go get a CHFC. You come back, walk in the room. I'm Valerie Love. Nice to meet you. See, and whip out your card. CFP, CHFC, Certified Financial Planner, Chartered Financial Consultant. Did that impress you? Ah, okay. They give you their card. They got one more than you. CFP, CHFC, and CPA. Oh, darn. See, you can't win that game. You can't win that. Do you know how many people are playing that game? It's a dumb game. You can't win it. You cannot win that game. So, if you don't know who you are, and you hear a person like Charlie Kirk just talking, okay, you're going to get triggered because you don't know who you are. That's not on Charlie Kirk, that's on you. He knows who he is, and he showed it very clearly. He knows who he is, and he showed it. Okay, let's go further. So I asked these three amazing women at the retreat, how many degrees do you have? 4. How many do you have? 5. How many do you have? 3. They had something like, it was in the teens of degrees between 3 people, right? All of them were doctors. I'm pretty sure all of them were doctors. So that had to be 3 or 4, 5 degrees each. About 13 degrees between the 3 of them, somewhere around there. Black women. Black women are some of the most degreed, intelligent, capable, badass women in America. I'm not saying they're the most because I don't compare black women to white women or black women to Asian women or what. I'm not comparing. I'm simply making a statement. I'm not saying they're better. I'm not saying they're worse. I'm simply making a statement because I know a shit ton of black women. I'm in a book club. I've been in the Seven Sisters book club for over 25 years. We started this book club in 1999. The book club has myself, a financial advisor. The book club has, it's 7 of us. The book club has 5 lawyers and a project manager. These women, we're all black. These women are some of the smartest, most capable, running circles around people. People are at their job asking them what to do, how to do it. They run teams, they lead whole divisions. So when a person So when a person like Charlie Kirk comes along and says anything about black women at all, that there is anything at all that it insults the intelligence of black women, phases me not, because I know. Phases me not. I'm not in the victim Olympics. I'm not trying to win the victim Olympics. I'm not trying to get a bronze or a silver or a gold. I want to be my God self. God self, you know who you are. Doesn't matter what people call you. Did your mother used to tell you that? It doesn't matter what people call you. It matters what you answer to. It doesn't matter what people call you. It matters what you answer to. Because when you answer that, it means you think it's about you, which means, okay, we're back to the 4 agreements again. Read the Wisdom Toltec book. Don Miguel Ruiz, take nothing personally. Take nothing personally, beloved. It's not about you. Everything people say is about them. Whatever comes out of their mouth is what's in their consciousness. Christ said it in the Bible. The Bible says this, for out of the heart's abundance, the mouth speaks. Whatever is not what goes into a man that defiles a man, it's what comes forth from inside a man that defiles a man. People are telling you what they think all the time. It's coming out. Okay, so let's go to this quote where he says that black women don't have the mental capacity, something or the other. Let me tell you, because I went to find it. This is where we really get into Are we listening to what people said on Facebook, Instagram, blah, 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 blah about it? Or are we going straight to the source and find out what the man really said? The man was talking about affirmative action. And this is the quote. I went and found the quote. I went and watched it. What is this man talking about? Because people will tell you he don't like black women. He said black women are dumb. He said black women da da da. He said that, and they just get people all riled up. And I was like, let me go find it. Let's go back to the videotape. I mean, it's recording. We have the evidence. Just go look. Let me just go look at it without a filter. Without I'm gonna find out what he said about black women. I'm angry now. So that's one filter. I won't see the truth because I have a filter on. I have the angry filter on. The angry black woman filter. We know that one, don't we? This stuff is hilarious. Oh my goodness. Okay. So I go and I'm looking at him, listening intently to what he's saying about black women, and listening to. So I'm going to give you the quote. If we would have said that Joy Reid, he was speaking specifically. I love when people take people's words out of context because people probably take my words out of context and they sound crazy if you take them out of context. Oh my God, that sounds like a crazy woman. Yet in context, it makes sense. He was talking about 4 specific women and he was talking about affirmative action. He wasn't talking about all black women. Oh my God, where is our intelligence? Did we just leave all our intelligence? Did we just leave all of our intelligence? Okay, here we go. He says, if we would have said that Joy Reid and Michelle Obama and Sheila Jackson Lee and Ketanji Brown Jackson were affirmative action picks, we would have been called racist. This is what he said. If we had said those 4 women, he's talking about affirmative action. This is the context of the conversation. He's not just walking down the street saying, I hate black women are dumb. Oh my God. But if you look on social media, that's what they would try to make you think that this man said. It's a conversation. The conversation is centered on affirmative action. In the conversation on affirmative action, he mentioned 4 specific black women. When he mentioned those 4 specific black women, he said, if we had said that they benefited from affirmative action, we would have been called racist. And that's true. No lies detected. If he would have been saying, I know a lot of black people that would have said, oh, he said Michelle Obama benefited from affirmative action. Oh, and she didn't get there by her smarts and by her own endeavor. You racist. You don't think Michelle Obama could have been great without affirmative action? You are racist. So he's right. This is damned if you do, damned if you don't. He did. He's right. We've heard people say that before. And it sounds racist, right? Okay. Now they're coming out and they're saying it for us. You do not have the brain processing power to otherwise be taken really seriously. You had to go steal a white person's slot to go be taken somewhat seriously. So he's talking about affirmative action. He's talking about me, I do not agree with affirmative action at all. That's just my own personal opinion. That's not spirituality. That's just my own personal opinion because I don't want someone to give me something that I didn't earn. You see, let me tell you a little bit about me. When I became a financial advisor at American Express, how many people in the room do you think looked like me? I give you one guess. It's in the 1990s. How many people? There was 1 or 2 black men there. How many black women do you think were in the American Express office standing toe to toe with a sea of white men with blue suits on? I got along with all of them just fine. Wasn't no problem for me whatsoever. They helped me, actually. I had no problem. Why did I get in? Because I was smart. I didn't need affirmative action. I didn't need it. I don't want someone to give me something because if you give me something, you can take it away. You see, what I earn on my own, once again, 100% responsibility. What I earn on my own, you can't take from me because I earned it. That's how it works. And I understand they made affirmative action in a time where people were being downtrodden. I understand. And let me tell you something else about black people. Do we understand the benefit, the blessing, the gift in being downtrodden? I don't think we do. The universe doesn't just make people downtrodden for no reason. Every time any group of people have been downtrodden, they became more resilient. They rose up. They rebelled. They found their inner resources and they overcame. Same thing with black people. So, do you think affirmative action put Serena Williams on the tennis court? Or did Serena come in there so fucking good that she was hitting balls 200 miles an hour that they couldn't even return? Do you get it? Because someone says you should get it, and we're gonna not let this person get it so this person can get it. Now, it doesn't matter to me what you think about affirmative action. Everybody gets to have their own beliefs about it. Maybe it helped some people, maybe it didn't help some people. I'm giving you my own take on it, which is not law. It's my own opinion. Opinions are like noses, everyone has one. This is not spirituality I'm talking about in this moment. I'm talking about the gospel according to KAISI. Don't fucking give me nothing. But I'm a hard ass. And I was grown up, I was raised in a cult, in the army of Jehovah's Witnesses. It's almost like being in the, yeah, it's almost like being in the army. It's the discipline is insane and earn it. Fucking earn it. Oh, somebody's not giving you something. Is that what your life is about? You waiting for somebody to give you something. Well, keep waiting, darling. Keep waiting. So when I went into the financial services industry, how did I get in? I got in because I studied my ass. I mean, I sat down, I had flashcards. I had flashcards about bond yields. I can still see them. Like I studied, I poured myself into that thing. And when I went into the room to take the Series 7 examination with all these questions on it about bond yields, puts, calls, derivatives, the New York Stock Exchange, when I went in there to take that day-long exam, hours, and I had to pass it with at least a 70 to get my Series 7 license to be a financial advisor at American Express. And that them do you think that computer and those words on that computer, do you think they cared if I was a black woman, a white man, an Indian man? We had Indian people at the office too. Do you think a Hispanic woman, a Hispanic man, do you think that test cared if I was any of the sort? Either you know the answers or you don't, boo. That's how it works. Stop being babies and stop missing the gift in people denying you. That's a gift, baby. People saying no to you. That's a gift. Thank you. Let me move on to where it is for me. People being prejudiced against you. Do you understand that every group of people on the entire planet have been prejudiced against at one point in time? We're just thinking about black people in America. Study history. Russian people were running from Russia because they were being oppressed. Polish people were running from Poland because they were being oppressed. Like French revolutionaries rose up in France because they were being repressed. Did we? Black people ain't got no corner on suffering. Do you understand that this life that you are in is going to have some suffering? It is going to have some, what is the word? Challenge. It is going to have some people who don't like you. It is going to have repression. It is going to have these horrors in life. And what is your job? Your job is to overcome it all, not decry it. Oh, why did they keep black people being slaves? I don't know, but I do know one thing. In Africa, black people were slaving other black people. So get over it. Slavery didn't start with the colonizers. Humanity has been enslaving each other for thousands upon thousands upon thousands upon thousands upon thousands of years. We just take turns going back and forth. So stop acting like black slavery is, I'm not diminishing it. I am not saying that it wasn't horrific. I am not saying that chattel slavery never happened. I am not saying that it should have never happened. I'm not saying any of those things. I am saying this is what you have. You have a legacy of slavery in America. You have racism in America. You have affirmative action in America. Do I agree with these things? Would I have written the script that way if I could write the script any kind of way? No, I probably wouldn't have written those things into the script. But yet, that's what you have. So what you gonna do now? What, you gonna sit there and complain? I can't believe you. All these white people are so racist. Are you gonna get up and create your God life? What you gonna do, boo? It's on you. It's on you. So what you gonna do? When did we forget that? When did we forget that? When did we forget that we are spiritual masters? We are the infinite consciousness, and we have 100% responsibility to create our lives. Now, let's go back to these four women that Charlie Kirk was talking about: Joy Reid, Michelle Obama, Sheila Jackson Lee, I'm looking at my computer, Ketanji Brown Jackson, that they all stated that they benefited from affirmative action. Great, great. And what did he say? He said that if I had said that, I would have been called racist, which is true, absolutely true. Yet they're saying it. They're saying that they have benefited from affirmative action. That's true too. And then his opinion is, well, you weren't really smart enough then to get that spot. You needed help. And therefore, you took that spot away from a white man. That's probably true too. Call me crazy. Call me crazy. That's probably true too. It probably was a white man. Maybe they got better marks than Joy Reid. I don't know. Maybe it was. What does that fucking have to do with you? It still comes back to you, boo. And responsibility for yourself. Stop hating this man. Stop pouring out hate, because like I said in part one, your hate is for you. Your hate is hurting you. It's not hurting Charlie Kirk. If Charlie Kirk is correct in his surmising of how life works, he's in heaven with God. He's not suffering anymore. If he's right, maybe everybody goes to their own kind of heaven. I don't know. And I do know that now he's a hero to a lot of people. Because when you make a martyr of somebody, when you kill somebody, you make a martyr of them. And then they just become even more powerful in death than they were in life. So this whole idea that this man said black women were not smart, he didn't say that. He didn't say that. Stop saying that. Black women, stop saying that. Stop it. You're just kicking up stuff on the internet foolishly. Stop it. We have better things to talk about. He never said that. And besides, even if he did say it, what does it have to do with you? And besides, what I know about black women is super smart. I'm not saying every single black woman on the planet is super smart. What I'm saying is, I know enough black women to know that the black women that I know and I've interacted with, which has been many in these decades that I've been on the planet, super smart. I never saw any mental deficiency in black women specifically. Never did. And like I said, I'm the smartest black woman that I know. Because that's what I would need to think about myself. Isn't that what you would need to think about yourself? Let's go further. What did he say about public executions? This is very fascinating because people say, oh, he said executions should be public, they should be televised, they should be quick, and children should watch. Children should be forced to watch. Lies. He didn't say that. He did not say that. I went back and I watched the entire show. Let's look at the context of the show. What is the context once again? Because people are just pulling these comments out of context and plaster them all over social media and making people go mad. People with wounds that I talked about at the beginning of this conversation. People with a big wound on their arm, and this person is walking around with salt, pouring it every which way, and they get salt in their wound and they hit the ceiling. Heal your wounds. Okay. So, what did he say about public executions? So I watched this show. See, I had to watch these things so that I could understand. And all you Trump haters and Kamala haters and Joe Biden haters and Charlie Kirk haters, like, it doesn't matter which side you're on. If you got hate, you got hate. That's your issue. Get rid of your hate. Whatever side you're on, whoever you hate, listen to them. Listen to your enemy. Whoever you hate, listen to your enemy. Okay, so I listen to him. He's not my enemy. I'm just listening to him because I'm seeing these people having these absolute meltdowns about Charlie Kirk, and I'm trying to figure out what is happening. What is happening on the planet right now? I went and watched the show. I'll put a link to the show in the comments. I watched it. It was four of them talking. It was Charlie Kirk and three other people. Turning Point. They're having a discussion. And the discussion they were having was about pets, pedophiles. That was the context of the conversation. They were not just saying, yeah, we should just execute people. We should just, yeah, just kill them all. Just kill them all in the streets. Just chop the heads off. Make your kids watch. Oh my goodness. That's what they're plastering all over social media. It is absolutely ridiculous. And people with a modicum of sense and intelligence would know to decipher and to go to the source. So they're talking about pedophiles. That's the context of the conversation. Okay, you find out about a pedophile, or you find out proven, right? Or you find out a person, like they were talking about this particular person who ran into a store or something. I don't know where this particular crime happened. It was a heinous crime. This person shot a pregnant woman and her three children. That's what they were talking about. And they said death penalty for a person like this. An eye for an eye. They're Christians. An eye for an eye. Now, I saw some Christians on Reddit and all my research saying, that's not the Christ way. But Christians, let me say something to you right now. Y'all can't agree, so we can't really go by Christians. Because you have the Catholic religion, and then you have the Eastern Orthodox Church, and then you have the Protestant faith. And in the Protestant faith, there's 35,000 different denominations of Christians. So Christian, y'all don't really agree. Y'all are not known to agree with each other. Y'all don't even know what your own thing is. So some Christians will be like, death penalty. The Bible says death penalty. And some Christians are like, Jesus was kind and merciful. And no, you shouldn't kill people. And hey, it's all over the map. Because you have so many different kinds of Christian. And Christian is a pretty loose term at this point. It's pretty loose. 40,000 different kinds of Christian. Some wear pants, some don't. Some the Sabbath is on Sunday, some the Sabbath is on Saturday. Some you can't have sex till you get married. Some is sexing everybody and their mama. Some believe Jesus died on the cross, some don't. Some think you should live in a commune with the prophet. Some just living all over wherever they. Some the church is, Baptist and they jumping up and down, rolling on the floor. Some they're sitting there calmly singing hymns and then they go home. It's all over the map. It's all over. So we can't really go by Christians. We really can't, because they're just all over the map. Which I don't think there's anything wrong with that. That's just the state of affairs in Christianity. So here these four men are talking. They're talking about pedophiles. They're talking about heinous crimes against women and children. Why? These men are fathers. These men are husbands. Of course, if they're, if they think that someone would come and shoot their pregnant wife and three children, of course they're going to be asking for heads. And you know what else they said? I watched it. It was a very interesting discussion. It was a very fascinating discussion. Made me think about things. Now, the reason I'm not for the death penalty has nothing to do with Jesus and being merciful and all that. It's because our justice system is so freaking corrupt that half the people that were on death row didn't even do it. And they're proving that now with DNA evidence. Half of those people, we would have chopped off a whole lot of heads, and they didn't even do it. They were, trumped up charges, racism, corruption, there was a lot of different things going on in the trial. So if we had a completely pure judicial system, we might be a little bit better. You know, we don't have a pure judicial system. Half those people sitting on death row might have never did the things that they did. Let's test them all for DNA first. Let's first, before we go chopping heads, time out on the head chopping and the guillotines, because they said it's a guillotine, just chop it real quick. They didn't want people to suffer, because that's their Christian way. These are Christian conservatives having a conversation. They didn't want people to suffer. They said it shouldn't be long and drawn out. It should be quick, and it would just chop the head. You know, and they're often solutions for humanity that they believe in. They have the right to do that. They have the absolute right to do that. They're fathers, they're conservative Christians. I'm not a conservative Christian. That's just not my jam. Hey, that could be somebody else's jam. What does that have to do with me? Nothing. Okay, let's go further. So they're having this conversation about public executions for pedophiles, for murderers who murder women and children, for known heinous crimes against humanity. That's what they're talking about. And they're saying, give them a merciful, quick death, just chop their head. Then, Charlie Kirk never said children should be forced to watch. He never said that. Watch it. It's on YouTube. Go watch it. They said, and children, what about children? That children can watch. And then one of them said, well, what age would be? And someone else, not Charlie Kirk, someone else said maybe 16. And then someone else said maybe 12. Charlie Kirk never gave a number. He never gave a number. And he said, well, maybe it should be part of like an initiation for kids to see this. He never said children should be watching public executions. They should be forced to watch it. He never said that. This was a discussion. You can go watch the discussion yourself. I'm not here to tell anyone what to think. That's your job. What you think is your job. I am here as a voice crying out in the wilderness to look at truth and to be in a state within yourself of peace, heal your wounds, come to harmony within yourself, because that's how we create a harmonious world and we don't have people running around murdering people in front of their children. And if Charlie Kirk was deserving of execution or whatever the case may be, where was the due process? Aren't you supposed to have due process before you execute a person? We just going to execute people with no due process. Well, then we might as well go back to lynching. If we rejoice over Charlie Kirk, we need to rejoice over Malcolm X. We need to rejoice over Martin Luther King Jr. We need to rejoice over the public assassinations of JFK and Bobby Kennedy. We need to rejoice over the public assassination of Medgar Evers. We need to rejoice over all those. If we're rejoicing over that, we need to rejoice over all of them. You know why? Because none of them died with due process. They all died at the hand of a coward who would not even face them and look them in their eye and say, this is why I'm taking your life. They had to be somewhere like a sniper way away from them and doing the most cowardly thing ever. Easy to do that, cowards. While these people were out there, pardon me, on the front line, saying what they had to say. Martin Luther King, public assassination. Medgar Evers, public assassination. Malcolm X, public assassination. Charlie Kirk, public assassination. To me, they're all the same. If you rejoice over one, you need to rejoice over all of them. You know why? Because all of them had people that disagreed with them, vehemently disagreed with them. As you can tell, because the ones that vehemently disagreed with them took them out. But we know that we don't do that. We know that we don't dance on people's graves. I'm telling you, if you're dancing on his grave, unsubscribe, move along, don't friend me, unfriend me. because the compassion in your heart is not even there for a father of two little children and a husband of a wife. And you're only doing it because of the group mind, the collective virus of hate currently circulating in the consciousness of humanity. And only some, not all. That's what I have to say about that. I love you. Here's the last thing I want to say. Thank you for all the incredible comments on this channel. Thank you, thank you, thank you for all the incredible comments. I do want to give one more. This is a funny one. This came from someone on the channel as well. You'll see all these comments under the part one. This is how you say you're a Trump supporter without saying it and use spirituality to cover it up. Boo. Boo, you didn't listen to me in the first. Look, I need everybody to do like this, and just clean out your ears. Get some Q-tips, get some whatever you need to get. You weren't listening. I said, I love Kamala, I love Trump, I love Biden, I love Charlie Kirk. I love myself, I love my children, I love everybody. I don't have any hate to offer you. And no matter how much anyone else hates, I choose love. Because that's my God-given power and right. They can choose all the hate they want to choose, baby. I don't foment hate. So I'm a Trump supporter. I'm not a supporter of any of them. I didn't vote for Kamala. I didn't vote for Trump. I don't vote for none of them. While I love everyone, I think politics in America is an absolute farce. And there's no way that you think you are choosing the president. It's an absolute farce. Okay? I didn't vote for none of them. So if you say, money in the vortex, whoop, whoop, money in the vortex, money in the vortex, money in the vortex. Yay, thank you. Mwah. A billionfold return to you. Yay. Mwah. I got to read all these comments later. It's so amazing. I can't tell you how much I appreciate your speaking out, not only as a Black woman, but as a human being. I agree with so much of what you're saying. Blessings upon blessings to you. May fellow Libra, my fellow Libra queen. Oh, mwah, so beautiful. And family, my feelings, thank you so much. Thank you so much. My feelings are not so fragile that I can't abide people not agreeing with me. If your feelings are so fragile that people can't disagree with you, once again, that's one of your own issues. As you were saying here, I love this comment. Like, okay, I agree on this part. Maybe I don't agree on everything. I agree mostly. Great. That's why we're having a conversation. When did we get the memo? When did we get the faulty belief that everyone was supposed to agree? When did we start thinking that? That everyone's supposed to agree. We're all supposed to agree. No, we're not. Everyone has their own unique perspective, their own unique way of seeing the world. You have a God perspective that no one else has. That's why in some cultures, pretty much indigenous cultures are like this, that when you get married, when you take a mate, it says that you get another pair of eyes. Why? Because this mate sees things differently than how you see them. So you're here and you're seeing the world this way. And this person is here and they're seeing the world that way. You can tell that they have a different vantage point, which means they're seeing things differently than you. And what's supposed to happen is these two pairs of eyes are supposed to come together and tell each other what they see. Well, I see it like this. Oh, okay. And the other person, well, I see it like this. Okay. And they're to learn from the other perspectives rather than fight over it. No, it's not like that, but that's what I'm seeing. But that's not what it is. How are you going to tell somebody else what they're seeing? No, I can't tell you what you're seeing. You're seeing what you're seeing. You have a divine God perspective that no one else has. And it's valuable, and we need all of it to come to the table. You see, one of the big problems is only loudmouth people like me and Charlie Kirk and Candace Owens and Donald Trump and a lot of other people that are loudmouth people. We're the ones speaking out, saying things, and millions of people have listened to me. Thank you, God, in all the years that I've been on YouTube. Yet there's so many other people that have views. Speak it up, speak it. Say what you've got to say. in love and respect and power, right? And don't expect that everyone's going to agree with you. They're not supposed to agree with you. We can agree to disagree agreeably. That's what mature people do. And I know that's all of you. I love you. Money in the vortex. Woo-hoo-hoo. How can I have a consultation with you? Oh, excellent. The fifth house. The fifth house, go to valerielove.com. And if you opt into anything there in valerielove.com, you will receive an email. Just reply to the email and I'll give you a link to be able to book a call. Okay? Because right now I am looking for the next 5 women that I'm going to work with in spirituality, in wealth, in abundance, in purpose, and in this project that I have that I'm growing that I'm so elated about. So I am looking for people right now. So I'll give you a link also. I'll see if I can put it in the pinned comment. I freaking love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. And next Wednesday, we will be back to our regularly scheduled programming. The real God is not in the Bible. Mwah. KAISI out. Peace. ValerieLove.com.